So I have to give it to her for this one because I'm like, whoa, okay. Sexist, yes. Sexism exists in the world, okay? And that's what I hate about. This is what you're gonna end up with, okay? She's gonna struggle. That is so smart. You know I have a funny story to share if you're still around. I actually have a free course that I teach this like completely for free. Alright, so I'm finally doing this video because my friends and my students messaged me left, right, center, up, down because they keep wanting me to do this reaction video. I'm actually not really that interested in reaction videos because I'm quite busy. But I think it's interesting because I think given the fact that I sing in both Mandarin and English, maybe I can contribute to what I think this vocal coach Rozette talked about, about Yang Chenling's singing. To put it up front, I agree with her entirely because I feel that nobody really wants to hear vocals that are constricted, especially if your ears are trained. But in the Mandarin industry, somehow this kind of voices can be acceptable, especially if Yang Chenling is so pretty. I actually really like her songs, not really her singing, like what she said, not my vegetables, not my cup of tea, 不是我的菜. But I feel that her songs are very well written, and her live performance for this particular version of 带我走 was not too far actually from what she used to sing. Now if you compare this singing to her album version, maybe there's some discrepancy, but remember this is live and this is like some years down the road. Well, let's just listen first, okay? That is so smart. 每次我走 and not 每次我走, which is even lower. Now the reason why she's smart is because she knows that her low notes are not her forte, and she's smart in the sense that she changed the melody up. Okay, so it's easier for her to sing, right? Did you hear that? 交叉路口, 交叉路口 it's quite low. I mean, I'm okay with my low notes, but this is quite low. 交叉路口. So whoever chose this song for her is not giving her the best song that suits her vocals. And that's what I hate about song selection for singers, because I feel that if you don't choose the right songs for singers right from the start and think about how she's going to deliver the song for live performances, this is what you're going to end up with, okay? She's going to struggle, with the low notes, which is not her forte. 自己生活这次你却说带我走某个角落 So I think the general thing, is that she's not, or maybe she doesn't know how to retract her false vocal folds. Because, for those of you who are educated in singing, you know that this kind of sound is very clearly blockage of the voice because the vocal folds, the false vocal folds are just tight together, not opened up, not retracted, okay? 某个角落某个角落某个角落 is when everything is opened up, okay? 就你和我 But there's a dilemma for Chinese pop singers because we are expected to sound feminine, gentle, pleasing. It's not just about being pretty. We want to sound feminine, okay? So it's not her fault or anybody's fault. It's just how the culture is. Because if she sings like 某个角落就你和我, it sounds a bit thicker compared to 某个角落就你和我. It's sweeter, and that's the thing, right? If you want sweeter, you can't really have too thick vocals, because then you sound more masculine towards the thicker male vocals kind of feeling. Call me sexist, whatever. Well, that's it, right? So that's the thing, you know. I think in Mandarin pop, there's this additional layer of like the industry wanting to groom pretty young girls who are more. Okay, sorry. Yes, I know you just died there. Please come back to this channel. But you know what I mean? Like there is this additional space in the Chinese Mandarin pop music scene where some singers are obviously groomed for their pretty looks, not necessarily for their singing abilities, but because they fit into this mode of like, I'm feminine, I'm this pretty young girl, and I speak in a certain way that men would like and be attracted to. Because I don't speak this way, and then men feel intimidated, right? It's true, okay? You can't blame her for trying to sing in this way. I don't think she even knows that she's doing that, you know, with this kind of culture that is running in the backdrop. But that is how it is, okay? If I were her, I would be so happy because every time I perform, I need to wear tight-fitting dresses. Okay, so if you want to say sexist, yeah, sexist, yes. Sexism exists in the world, okay? So if I were her, I would be so happy because for once, I don't need to feel like I'm conscious about my belly, my figure. She looks gorgeous in this outfit, you know. Doesn't matter if she's wearing this or this is so princessy, you know, it fits her image anyway. 像天空缠绵雨的汹涌，在你的伤口计算的部分被在你的 Can you see the knee is too wide? 在你 is easier for people to. It's harder to sing. 到遥远的以后 Oh, this is tight. This is like, you know, the false vocal folds are basically just constricted. Okay? 遥远的以后 You want to hear whose false vocal folds are really retracted? Listen to Ah Lin, okay? 带走我一个人自转的寂寞带我走就算我的爱你的自由都将成为泡沫我不怕 It's a bit tight. She doesn't have that many issues with her high notes because of her vocal range. She's more comfortable with the high notes, and that's why when she wants to try to sing low notes, it's really not in her favor. I do feel sorry for her that she has to be put in a situation like that where she has to sing the low notes or change the melody. That's tight. Wow, this is good. This is good. Still a bit tight. Alright, I'm just gonna skip, okay? I think it's faster that way. I wished that she sang this bridge a little more like fiercer, like with more attitude, because the music is so heavy at the back, you know, like trying to drive her along. I feel that she can be a bit more emotional. She doesn't really pronounce the consonants so much. If she does, I think it really helps to get the emotions out more as well. This is the part I really want to talk about, because when I first saw her do this, I was like, wow, this is so hard. Because I'm not sure who taught her to do this. To actually do this is very dangerous, because you can try do this now. You are basically stretching a lot of muscles here, and you have to rely a lot on the core for support. And even then, a lot of things can go wrong. You may not get the stability you want, So I have to give it to her for this one, because I'm like, whoa. Okay. So I think she did have her fair share of practice, which is great. I want to say that actually, if you listen to her speaking voice, the way she speaks in real life, like for interviews, she's actually an MC and a host, a TV host. So the way she speaks is already very 带我走到遥远的以后 is a very Taiwanese sound. And to get this kind of sound, the tongue is up, the larynx is higher, it's very nasal, but it's that kind of sound that is pleasing, that is stereotypical in Taiwan for the pretty sweet girls, Yes, hold on. Let me adjust myself. But you know what I mean? Like, this is a culture thing, and if you talk to any untrained audience, I mean, most audience are not trained. Like, they'll just feel like pretty face, she can sing well. There's nothing too wrong with her. And there is a kind of market for this kind of sound in the Mandarin industry. However, if you're used to listening to, English pop, this is not going to be your thing, because it's like, it's too thin and constricted. So for somebody like me who sings both English and Mandarin, I actually have to adjust myself, like, inside. And I know that I'm trying to produce this kind of sound when I sing Mandarin songs, like 再靠近一点点，刻在我心底的名字，忘记了时间这回事。So it's a more this kind of Chinese sound, okay? But of course, there's various degrees of constriction, and there are very good singers who do not do this kind of constriction. Like what I said earlier, Arlene is a fantastic singer. But you do realize that Arlene has been around for many, many years, and she got famous only after many, many years, because her sound is not typical of Chinese pop singers. It's not girly enough. Yeah, but that's how it is, I'm happy she's famous, because I'm like, wow, finally somebody sings with this kind of open vocals in the Chinese Mandarin pop. It's fresh, it's different, it's more Western. Western because if I have to sing English, I literally have to really open this part up, everything open. And I will always love you. Compared to a more Mandarin sound, 如果我唱很爱 if I sing 很爱啊，很爱，我真的很爱 is closer to the Mandarin sound compared to 很爱，我真的很爱 for a female vocalist. There's no denying there's a cultural aspect to it, okay? So I think it's interesting, it's fascinating. I'm so happy that Rozette made this video. Maybe because she's a Westerner, she doesn't get exposed to this kind of sound so often, maybe never. And so she's like, oh, what's this kind of sound? I have a funny story to share if you're still around. Basically, many years ago, I went to see an ENT doctor right here in Singapore. And I went for a senior ENT doctor because singing is my career, right? And I really want top-notch good advice. So I paid for it, to see a senior ENT doctor. So at the end of the examination, everything was fine. My vocal cords were fine. I just want to be sure because I was feeling some discomfort, but everything was fine. And she was trying to make conversation with me by asking me who is my preferred female vocalist, in the Mandarin pop industry. And I said Fish Liang Jingru. And she was like, I don't really like Liang Jingru because her sound is too sharp. And I totally get what she's trying to say because Liang Jingru does have very good projection. To me, the kind of sharpness is projection. And also, of course, the timbre of the sound of the voice. So I asked her, I said, hey, who's your favorite female vocalist, according to you, who has the best sound? Because we were talking about voices, right? And you know who she said? Yes, Yang Chenling. And I was trying so hard not to give her the surprised look because to me as a trained vocalist, this is not the sound that I feel is a good singer. Like, you can bash me in the comments, I really don't care. I stand by my expertise, okay? That this is not the best kind of vocals out there. If you want to learn, like good singing. Yeah, so when she said Yang Chenling, right, I was like trying so hard to not show my surprise. Because I've always felt like Yang Chenling has constricted vocals. She's basically like what Rozette said, like pinching. Basically the pinching that she said is constricting of the false vocal folds. Yeah, like talking like that. But you realize that if you want to talk like that, your larynx has to be high, and then you will be nasal, and then you'll get the cutesy sound, okay? And as a result, you will sing into this kind of posture, like the larynx, everything is this kind of bundle deal. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been fun sharing so far. Let me know what you think below. You don't have to agree with me. You can be Yang Chenling's biggest fan. Speaking of false vocal folds, if you want to learn how to retract your false vocal folds correctly, I actually have a free course that I teach this like completely for free. So if you want to learn, just hit the link below and it will take you there. Let me know if you want me to react to any other singers. Thank you for listening all the way. I appreciate your time. See you in the next video. Hey there, want more of such content? Click like and subscribe.